All right, Bills fans, I am live. I'm testing to see any kind of scrimmage. I think they had one live session. It says I'm unstable, so unfortunately it says I'm waiting to reconnect. And we'll see what happens. Probably going to end up restarting, if anything, because it's given me a few problems as of late. Trying to get in, wait a couple more, 30 more seconds and see what happens. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. It's been hot and humid in the Northeast, at least, probably a lot of other places, depending on where you go. Got the cat behind me, of course. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think the thing's going to reconnect, guys. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to do a whole restart. Let me do that. Oh, it says I'm on. I'm back. Damn it. That's good. I was about to restart this whole thing, and I'm back. What's up, Matt? How are you, bro? Watch can come back and watch it later, but it's upon us. It's about that time. What is it? When do they play? Thursday or Friday? I'm not sure. And then I'm actually going to the Cleveland game on the 17th, and I'll even be going to the third preseason game in New Era Field. Those are be my first two Bills games, so I'm pretty excited, and I think it's a great time to finally go to a game and maybe meet some of you guys if you actually live up there. I know a bunch of you do, but obviously the quarterback battle, that's the so you're going to I believe that's the Carolina game. What's up, Lurker? That's Carolina, Cleveland, and then the third one is escaping me. I think that's I'm not sure they play the third preseason game, but I'm going to that one. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I mean, till they pick a quarterback, that's going to be the topic, and I think we all believe that the inevitable is going to be Allen at some point. Yes, Cincinnati's the dress rehearsal. How big of a reception is that in Buffalo? Yeah, it's in Buffalo. How big of a reception is Andy Dalton and Tyler Boyd going to get in that game? They're going to get a game. They're going to get a reception, I think, bigger. They're going to get a bigger reception than I think probably almost any Bills player. That day, it's going to be like the biggest reception for an opposing player in the history of, since it was it Rich Stadium? I think it was originally called. It was Rich Stadium because that's what it was called when I started watching. But yeah, I mean, this camp is kind of been uneventful. There's not been many injuries, which is good. Zay Jones, who had surgery, we kind of knew he'd miss time, so that's not a big deal. He looks like he's getting close. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't think the wide receiver, and they haven't had a chance, they're going to add somebody. Let's be honest. They're going to add somebody. Somebody's going to be brought in, whether it's by a trade, whether somebody gets released. Maybe they sign somebody. Who knows what avenue is that they take. But I don't think this wide receiver group is as bad as it's made out to be. Granted, it's not the creme de la creme, but it's not this drudgery that everybody makes it out to be. I think if you look at the one they went into last season with, which was Jordan Matthews, Zay Jones is a rookie, Kalen Clay, Brandon Tate, Andre Holmes. I believe the other one they had six. It wasn't I'm trying to think of there was a sixth guy. His name's escaping me right now, but yeah, it wasn't as bad as I think. I think Benjamin's a better player than Matthews. Let's hope Zay comes back healthy. let's hope he gets his head on straight. When Sal was talking on WGR the other day, and he said, does he expect Zay Jones to be on the team? Yes, but would it shock him if he got released? Not really. So that kind of like, whoa, that was kind of like a whoa moment for me. But again, I don't think it's as bad. And then you have guys like Cam Phillips and Robert Foster. One of those guys, we'll see. It's camp. Let's see when they play games. Let's see how well they play against better competition, other competition. Let's see who rises, who falls. You know how it is. There's always a camp darling. Yeah, it's hard to judge because of Tyrod, but the problem is he's never healthy. Lurker. I mean, I feel bad for that guy. His last three years have been a nightmare, career-wise. Well, they released him, and because he hurt his hamstring in camp, and he's actually been released. So Matthews is on the street again. Outside of that, what's left on offense? I mean, the quarterback. It's always going to be about the quarterback to me, because for me, it's like in soccer, European football. Your strikers are only as good as the service they get. Same way as your wide receivers. Your wide receivers are only as good as the service your quarterback gives them. So it's in the same vein for me. And the encouraging thing that I think we've all heard, I know every time I hear it, it makes my heart glow, is that Josh Allen does things that the other quarterbacks either A, can't do, won't even attempt, or he has the wow play of the practice. It's like, there's the wow play, there's the wow play, there's the wow play. Yeah, IR probably will be released with an injury settlement. That's generally how they work. They wait till they're fully healthy and then get released via injury settlement, and then they're free to sign with anybody else. So hopefully that continues for Allen, and it'll just get better and better. Granted, there's those throws that he misses that are short to intermediate, but when he just throws within rhythm and does his thing, he makes some beautiful plays. Kind of reminds me, I hate to liken him to Cam Newton because of all the Carolina connections, but that kind of reminds me of Cam. You'll see Cam miss something short or a couple of things short, and then he'll make some amazing throws. And the thing that I like that I'm hearing is the passes over the middle, like work in the middle of the field. How long is it since we've seen receivers or tight ends hitting stride in the middle of the field? I might have to go back to maybe a couple of, Fitz really didn't throw to the middle of the field all that much. If he did, he cheated. But like consistently work it. Bledsoe, maybe Edwards a couple of times. But I mean, it's been forever and a day. So let's see what happens in center. I don't know. I'll see. Well, we'll see what they do. I kind of think they'd start Bodine and just keep Groy as their rotational guy. But who knows? I mean, Allen could start week 1. If it's 40, let's just say it's close. It's 47, Allen, 50, McCarron. I think you have to go with Allen because you're just delaying the inevitable. It's like, okay, you can't let a measly 3%. This is all hypothetical. Delay the move that you've basically put in place for almost a year and a half. That's basically what they'd be doing. So that they would just go with Allen. And the interesting thing that's happened is Peterman. He's kind of fallen a little bit, and everybody's got to remember they've designed this offense for Allen. That's kind of why I laugh. You brought up Tyrod earlier, Lurker. You notice how the national narrative about Tyrod is how he's going to go to Cleveland and be amazing, and he's finally got all these weapons. But doesn't he have the first overall pick sitting behind him, staring over his shoulder? Doesn't he have a head coach who's on like pretty shaky ground? Who's 1 in 30, 31? Or whatever the hell he is as a head coach. What do you think is going to happen if they start out 1-5, 0-4, whatever? They're going to get bombed out of there, that whole staff, and then they're going to put in Baker. You think not only a head coach is on shaky ground, a head coach that was neutered. Supposedly the offensive head coach got the play calling duties taken away for Todd Haley. So if you think Todd Haley's designing an offense for Tyrod Taylor, you got to have your head examined. That's not happening. And I don't mean to talk about Tyrod, but that's why I wanted to go to this Cleveland game on the 17th. I want to see all three of them on the field together. I want to see Baker Mayfield and Josh Allen and Tyrod Taylor all in the same place at one time and see what it looks like. I don't think Mayfield will start. I think it'll be Tyrod till they start to see he does not throw the ball. So they'll start to see the same things that we all saw for 3 years, that he just gets into games and he has these games where the ball's not coming out and he's looking, he scrambles, takes a sack, or just refuses to throw it. But back to the Bills, yeah, I think that we're going to see Allen the way things are trending sooner rather than later. Now, if you asked me that 2-3 months ago, I was of the opinion that, yeah, he'll probably be – we won't see much of him. Maybe the staff decides, hey, let's get all these growing pains. Let's get all these – hey, and let's just say there's some pain, but maybe there's a lot of growth too. Maybe he flourishes. It could always go – it could always even out where you'll see a lot of promise. Have us all looking forward to 2019. But let's look forward to this season. I hate when people jump the gun and want to talk about. I do this sometimes, talk about the future draft picks and stuff like that. It's like we haven't even gotten to this season yet, not even first preseason game, and everybody's talking about let's not put him on the field because this team is so bereft of talent offensively. If you're constantly certain media has that mindset, and some of the WGR guys, it's like if you're of that mindset, always that fear-based mentality, you don't play sports, man. This sports, can't play it afraid. Defense, again, what stories? No stories. No stories on defense. Nickel corner, that's it. I mean, Shaq Lawson, he's probably going to be traded at some point. I would say I don't see him on this team much longer. I mean, maybe he stays around. Who knows? But I think he's more that guy they'll try to dangle for mid-round draft. I mean, hell, they got a 4th-round pick for Reggie Ragland coming off an ACL injury. If somebody comes around with a 3rd for Shaq Lawson, how can you not say no? I would be all over it. But as far as the defense goes, I think that's where the expectations with this team lies, where it's going to be like maybe this defense could be top 10 because of all the additions. Tremaine Edmonds, the secondary coming back in totality, how good they were. Maybe this unit, and if that happens, given the running game, all the positive things we're hearing about the running game, I think the defensive, the backup running back position's been upgraded a lot with Chris Ivory. If Cadet goes into the year as the 3rd running back, I think that's a good thing. I think he's a better player as a 3rd running back than they had last year with Banyard. Even Taiwan Jones, if they want to keep him as that special teams guy, that's fine. But I think Cadet brings you a lot more from the line of scrimmage than Taiwan Jones does. And then Shady, that whole situation with the girlfriend. I don't think Dez is going to be here, dude. I just don't see him as this organization's soup du jour. I really, really don't. Who knows, though? Who knows? I mean, who knows? Sometimes you got to take on a guy. Who knows what they see? But I don't see it right now. Right now. But again, who knows? The additions to the the AdPro, that's crazy. Was it 25,000 square feet addition to the facility? And it's kind of funny the time frame in which they're doing it. All that free agent money coming up, over $100 million in cap space. They're going to be adding 25,000 square feet. You could always use good receivers. I mean, Lurker, Brady needs good receivers. Remember that? I believe it was 2013 when Gronk was injured. I believe Edelman was hurt. All they had was Amendola and the guys like, I believe it was Aaron Dobson and a few other guys that were not of note. I think it was Kimbrel Tompkins. They had a really not a good receiving core, and that guy just had to carry them, and his stats were hurt because of it. They were solid stats for Brady, but not – they were solid stats for any other quarterback, but for Brady, not good. Look at the season Brady had with guys like – and not really, if you go back and look. He really didn't even last in the league. I mean, look at what Brady did with Moss and Welker. You could always use talent. I'll never say you don't need talent. And if they decide Dez can help, Dez can help. But that back to the facility, it's facilities attract people. New facilities attract free agents. They show stability, they show structure, they show progression. And given where this team was back in, like, let's just say 12, 13, 11, and before that, I mean, the locker room, there was high school teams in Texas that had better locker rooms than the Bills did. Think of that, high school teams that had better locker rooms than an NFL team. I mean, the D2 colleges. So all the cool amenities that they're going to add there, that it's great to see that they're putting roots down even more at One Bills Drive and showing even more stability, more structure, and that they're all in with this group instead of all that piecemeal BS we saw over the last 2 decades. So you guys, thanks for watching. It's been short and sweet tonight. It's just hot and muggy, so I think I don't know where you guys are at, but some of you are in. I think some of you guys are in Buffalo. A couple of you guys. That's cool. Again, maybe I'll get to see some of you guys when I go up to the Bengals game a couple of weeks from now. I think it's like 2.5 weeks from now. So that should be a fun time. It's probably going to be hot and muggy in that stadium, but I don't care. But we'll see what happens. We're going to see a lot of interesting stuff. A lot of stuff is going to change over the next, I would say, after the second preseason game, we'll start to see a really solid depth chart. We'll start to see who's falling out of favor, who's gaining favor type of deal with the roster. Then all of a sudden, you might see movement around that after that third preseason game. And then when the fourth preseason game hits, they do that massive cut where it's like they go right from 90 to 53. And then there's all that movement after that even. So, again, I think they added like 3 or 4 guys after that cut last year. So this roster is not set. My God, there's probably I would say there's anywhere between 3 to 5 guys who are not on this team right now who will probably be on this team out there in the league somewhere. But if anything, guys, I'm probably just going to do a regular vid after this. Make it a little more clear and concise. I just wanted to come on live and just talk to you guys. I haven't been on here in a while. It wasn't about view counts or anything like that or building a brand. You guys know me. I just like communicating with you guys because it's fun. I like it. So you guys all have a good one. Take care. Thanks for watching. Thanks for blowing up the chat lurker. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I really do. It's just I've been swamped with work, man. Just work. I mean, if you follow, there's some of the people that follow me on Instagram. There's a few guys who follow me on Instagram. They've seen I've just been, not that everybody doesn't work like crazy. I've just been, 3 a.m. to 6 p.m. type stuff for about almost a month. And that kind of wore me out a little bit, but things are settled down now. So I'll be seeing more of you guys. Have a great rest of your week. Go Bills and take care, guys.